Hello, hello. This is Yogi here. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You pick one you like. I hope you're well today, and I hope you're ready for a spot of stitching as well. So today, Sunday evening here in the UK, 8:30, and this is the piece I'm going to be stitching today. So this is one of the 14 count cross stitching kits, four of them, one of the four that I bought pretty much during COVID period. I think one of the kits were from the beginning and the rest kind of during. So I have a lot of memories attached to these pieces. And today I'm just kind of craving for that 14 count goodness, big stitches and nice and bold here. So I'm going to talk to you about what I'm going to do today with this piece. But before that, let me just show you the mock-up, this beautiful mock-up. Look at that. This is a night view of Paris. I'm pretty convinced by now because if you look at the horizon and in the background there, you can see something that looks suspiciously like Eiffel Tower. Okay, if you're from France, you can tell me. And obviously, this is quite possible a fictional corner of Paris. I have no idea. I hope it's real because it's so pretty. And here's this beautiful little shop. It's called Stationery Shop. I don't know why that is. I don't know what they're selling there. Looks like perfumes, and there's a little bicycle on the bottom left corner there. It's just so whimsical. And even though it's a night view, I don't have many pieces that's night view, but this is just so colorful and so beautiful and peaceful as well. So let's have a look. So guys, I have tweaked a couple of settings for the stream and hoping to kind of reduce the delay between you and me. So if anything goes weird today, please report to me. I need your help. If anything that's not, performing as usual, maybe a little bit more delay or less, picture quality, then give me a shout, okay? So today, before we start, and before I greet, I talk to the chat properly, let me just show you where I am with this piece, okay? Let's start, get the groundwork done here. So currently I'm on 7.62. So I've completed almost two pages, And this is a fairly large piece, full coverage. And I'm starting from zero. And I'm going to just quickly flick back. So I'm doing page by page with Markup RXP. And let me just show you where I am right now. And with this piece, I'm actually starting from the upper left to bottom. And so I have completed the first page and the page below almost. I'll go into a little bit more details here. So this is the kind of where I am within the whole piece. Okay, so a little bit to go, a little bit more to go. And with Markup RXP, I'm going to work so page by page here. So let me just pop my tablet back here, okay? And of course, before the first stitch, I am going to come to the chat and see who we've got today. Salita, you won the medal today. You're the first to report to the chat. Salita says, hello, La Yogi and fellow Stitcher friends. It's 11 a.m. Right now. Hoping everyone's doing good this evening. Absolutely. And we've got Rajal as well. Hello, Rajal. And Carla here as well. Hello, Carla. And Brandy is here as well. And let's have a look. We've got Leslie. We've got Suzanne. Hello, Suzanne. And Lanido and the Dutch is here as well. Hello, hello. And Lorene is here as well. Janelle, hello, good morning. It's the next day. in Australia, I bet. And Gritty is here as well. Hello, darling. And Suzanne Chamberlain is here as well. And River, hello. River has joined us. And Lisa, hello, Lisa. And Grace as well. Wonderful, wonderful group of people here with me in the chat, and Heather as well. Heather House, hello Heather, and Jerome, hello. Hope you're well and welcome. And Caroline is here, hello. Oh, wonderful. So with this piece, let's have a look. And let me zoom in a little bit here. And before I'm going to explain to you my plan today with this piece, I just want to show you the entire completed area. You saw the mock-up, but I'm going to show you a picture here, okay? So there. So before I place the fabric on the hoop, I took a picture here. Okay, the fabric's a little bit crinkled, but you get an idea. So this is 2-page worth of stitching here. So that's the top page, upper left corner. And then the bottom one, you can see there's still a little bit more to complete. But today, I'm just really not in the mood to go back and sort of fill in little holes here and there. I quite fancy starting a new page. And then maybe at some point, I'll go back and finish the bottom page. It's really beautiful. It's got the street lamp and a little bit of the shop window there. So today, I am going to start from the second page. So this is the first page on the bottom upper left corner. And today I'm going to move forward and start this area. Even at this point, I haven't quite made up my mind. I think I'm pretty much going to go cross country. Okay, I'm in that kind of mood. Carry on from yesterday. But how far I'm going to go, I'm almost want to say page wide cross country, but I'm not going to commit to it. Okay, I'll probably do what I did yesterday. I really enjoy, because normally when I cross country, I go from top to bottom, you know, with a little bit of a discipline there, and hopefully to fill up the top area and as I come down. But today I'm going to just pick and choose where I like and just go there. So I hope that sounds okay to you guys. So with that, let me know what you're working on with me today in this beautiful Sunday evening in the UK, and maybe daytime still where you are. Very lucky you. And what you're drinking as well. Yes, I need to have a sip of my peppermint tea, just freshly brewed. It's lovely and fresh here. And let's have a look. Oh, I need a sip of this tea here. Still quite hot. And as I said earlier on, if there's anything unusual about the stream, let me know. I'll try to fix it. Okay. So this is hopefully improve the performance of the chat here. Brilliant. So let's have a look. Oh, Joyce is here as well. Hello, Joyce. And Sarah, of course. Sarah is here as well. And Brittany. Hello, Brittany. You're still playing with us. I'm so happy. And it's 3:42 p.m. and it's very hot here. It's really warm here in London as well. I think the heat wave is coming back a little bit. Not quite as hot as, you know, a few weeks ago. But, you know, it's a very, very sunny and warm day. Nothing to complain here. And Heather says, tea and cookies here, lovely. Very classy, Heather. Suzanne says, I'm working on mini fox in flowers and having some bubble water. Oh, I like the sound of bubble water. I had a Diet Coke earlier on as well. So I like my fizzy drinks from time to time. So what I'm going to do first is to grit the fabric. There's a little bit of faint lines there from what I did previously, but I'm going to just go and do it properly, okay? So I can actually see the lines. So I'm going to use my fabric pen, and it's quite easy to grid, well, easier to grid with 14 counts Ada because it's nice and big, isn't it? So fingers crossed, I'm not gonna count them wrongly. And I've got a bit of a faint lines there. So I'm gonna just follow that. So this is how I normally grid. Very clumsy, I know, but it works. It works. So I need to follow the line there. So I'm stretching my Ada pretty tight here. So sometimes the stitch is a little bit distorted. If you draw a straight line, sometimes you actually slide to the next row without knowing. So I'm doing my best. And don't you worry, this is water solutable fabric pen. So it will either fade, as you can see that it's already fading after a while, or you can just wash it off, no problem. So I'm not going to end up with these blue lines anywhere on my finished piece. Oh, listen to me, so optimistic, talking about finished piece there. I like to think that maybe one of these pieces I can finish at some point. But it's all about a journey, and whatever happens, I'm happy. So let me just grid the first, maybe only the first three rows, and I'll grid as I go. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. I tend to do it as I go. So if I ever discover any mistakes, I can fix it in time, without having to change everything. So let me recount this. So the lines are being, quite fainty there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got a little frog in my throat. The frog appears from time to time. And that's why even the, excuse me. So this is why even at warm days, I try to wear kind of a layer of a jumper, not jumper, it will be too hot, but something a little bit warmer to protect my throat and just keep my body warm, because if I lose my voice, if I lose my voice, I can't teach. If I break my legs, I can teach still with the verbal cue. But if I, lose my voice, it's game over. So I'm very, very careful about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I'm good with that. Sorry about that. Can you hear me again? Sorry, darling. Yes, I had a cough for a couple of seconds, so I turned it off. And yes, can you hear me now? It's all good? Okay, so sorry about that. We're supposed to be professionals here. Uh, yes, I know. I muted it. It wasn't a glitch. I muted it because I had a cough for a couple of seconds, and I forgot to turn it on. I suppose, yeah, so professional, isn't it? So, I think you asked about these pens. So QVC moments coming, no affiliation with these pens. So these are Clover pens. You can tell. So they come in three colors. I've got quite a few of them. So these are fabric pens in general, and they come with erasers at the back as well. And you can see, I can, if I made a mistake like this, it's really ugly, right? So I can just erase it with a pen, but you can use water as well. This is just for convenience. But I can just dab a little bit of water, it will disappear. So all the lines will be washed off. And maybe it was muted when I said it, but I tweaked a couple of settings for the stream, hoping to improve the performance. But you know, if you know me, I probably did the opposite. So if there's anything weird other than that weird glitch with the mic, let me know if it's something unusual. Let me know if you can get 4K. If you can't get 4K, I probably need to revert to the previous setting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll recount again. So I can't seem to get 4K from my end testing, but if you can, then let me know. Or if you can't, let me know too, so I know what's happening here. Yes, I think for some reason it's going no 4K for you today. I think HD is okay for now, and I'll fix it for the next stream. Okay, so guys, let me know. Let me just have a look at this. I'm slightly, let me see. Oh, hello. Settings. Thank you, Carla. I know I have to be very careful, otherwise, you know, it's no fun when there's no voice. Let me just see how many blocks this page has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do one more. Then I should 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's where we are. So hopefully the picture is okay, the audio is okay. Because the YouTube keeps giving me weird messages. Okay. There. Let me have a look. Just play with a couple of settings here. See if we'll fix it. Right, so I'm good with the gridding so far, so I'm going to start stitching. How's that? So I'm going to bring on this little markup on the right there. Maybe zoom in a little bit more, okay? Lovely. So my chat kind of stopped. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see me? Oh, good, good, good. Ah, I was getting paranoid for a little bit. Good, good, good. It's always scary when you kind of change the setting. And I did some tests, but you just never know. You never know. So let me know if there's something weird going on, like spooky activities there with the stream. So I am going to start. So the floss, I'm using the floss that come with the kit. So these are DMC compatible, not DMC, but I think they call them Egyptian floss, something like that. So I don't know what that means. Maybe just a kind of specific way to create threads. So here we go, 14 count goodness here. So there are a few stitches here. It's already done, so I'm gonna just go ahead and mark them, but I'm gonna start with these ones first. So I think the first bits are done, and they're about 20 stitches, so I would take that off my final stitch count there. Yes, Suzanne says, oh yes, Egyptian cotton is the smoother, stronger fiber cotton. That's what this is. So I never quite know what that meant. Sarah serving everybody pizza already. How nice. Well, how about cakes, huh? You're keeping all the cakes to yourself. And Gritty says it's a good yarn. Oh, good. That's good. I love stitching with this floss. It's very robust and quite satisfying. It's great for 14 count. Hey, Patricia. Hello, hello. Let me pick the first color. Let's start there and see, you know, what works for today's stitching method. I'll improvise as I go. So I've got my London bus here, and let's have a go. The first victim, 779, 779, 779. So first color is the brown, and I've got one threaded already. How nice. What a great start. 779. Carla says, I have Egyptian cotton pear linen. I don't think it's the same thing, Carla. Here we go. Let's start here. So it's quite a large area I'm kind of aiming to stitch. Let me see how it goes here. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit more here so you can see. I've got the technology. There. And it's quite lovely to stitch on Ada from time to time. It's just such a different kind of stitching experience as well. Just so robust. Ooh, hang on, I got carried away. There's only two here, top and bottom already. Oh, see, I've already gone all over the place here. Oh, this is so nice to stitch. What? Needle in the Dutch bingo 779. Serious? Wow. Which piece are you working on? And by the way, everybody, what are you working on today? Let me know. Which piece are you working on with me today? My goodness, already. This is like the first color. We already have spooky bingo going on here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be one of those nights. It's going to be bingo everywhere. Oh, this is so nice. I've been working on 28, 25 for the most of last week. So it's a nice switch to projects, you know, like this. It's such a reset. So nice. I love seeing those crosses. So satisfying. Hey, River, welcome. And Tracy as well. Tracy Dumas here as well. Hello, hello. Ah, so Nido in the Dutch is in the brown area. But still, there's so many different colors in brown. You know, it's still quite spooky, I think. Let me remember to mark. I'm going to just free flow wherever. And this area, you can see, first of all, it's a night view anyway, but also I'm stitching kind of the roof area. So there would be a lot of kind of bluish, dark, quite earthy, darker tones happening today. Two here. Carla says, I'm still on Switch Shop Yogi. Yes. With spooky emoji. Yes, exactly. Sweet Shop is so lovely to work on, isn't it? I am going to come back this area. And this Ada is really soft as well, because sometimes Ada can be quite stiff. Depends on how starched they are and how long you've been working on it. But this one is kind of quite soft from start. And the great thing about 14 counts, 2 strands, is that you can really hear the sound as the thread going through the fabric. I love it. So relaxing. Reggie says, I'm lucky. I'm in an area with a little confetti. I'm just sitting here in the garden. Wow. I'll continue stitching later, of course. I'll bring my phone so I can follow the live stream. That's lovely. So it's nighttime over where you are, isn't it? And how nice. It's probably quite a warm night over where you are as well. And to sit in the garden, enjoy the breeze, and watch Yogi stitch. River says working on rustic farmstead 96.8. I saw your web on our group, River. You're practically there. You're practically there. Just little area there. And you're done, you know? Really, really nice. Let me see if I can squeeze in one more stitch. Or maybe two. Who knows? Got a little bit of thread left. Oh, maybe I should make this one the last one. Already playing thread chicken here. I think I'm going to tuck this one in here. Let me just play with the setting here. There. Oh, that's lovely. Suzanne says, is it a DMC kit? No, it's kind of origin unknown kit. So this is from a company called Max Stitching Design, but I don't think they're chart makers. They are distributors, but I have no idea who Charted is. It's not included in the kit. So the pattern actually came in paper form. So that's the difference. And it's in paper form, and I kind of scan them, turn them into PDFs, and imported the PDFs to Markup RXP. So Markup has a pretty decent import capability. So I'm using the scanned paper pattern and use Markup to mark them up. So I have no idea who. I don't know who actually who the artist is. The 4 kits, the 14 count kit I got from this company. There's no information on who created this beautiful piece, but it's really well charted. So I like to think, you know, is legit. And Cherries and Stitches says, I'm trying to finish my Aurora Garden by Marika before September, so I can start my spooky pieces. I know, Halloween is approaching, isn't it? So, yes, I think some people already started now, the spooky pieces. Right, let's have a look. Where shall I go next? I can just follow the order for now and then maybe venture a little bit further down if I want to. Now, A14. So A14, I might need a little bit of top up. See, A14, I only got this bit. I think it's a good idea to do a top up here with a thread. So give me a sec. I'm gonna just go find the stash that came with the kit here and see if I can locate my floss. Because that color has been running low for a little while. So it's about time to top it up. And maybe I can show you the kit as well. Whoops. So it's stationery. There it is. So I'm going to just zoom out a little bit. So if you're wondering about this kit, the pack kind of came in this way. Let me have a look, show you. Nothing too fancy, but it came in as a package and with a bag of floss here. So it's a stationery, came in like this. And let me open this thing here. So the color I'm after is A14. So let's have a look. It's sorted by order. 814, there's one more. So I'm very generous with oh, river, no sound. Can anybody hear me? Everybody? Is the sound okay? It seems to be okay on my end. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Let me know. 814. Okay, Brittany can hear me. River, maybe refresh. Maybe refresh. Sometimes, oh, thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. I get scared when I get someone says there's something wrong with it. Because sometimes you can't really fix live. So it's a bit, so I'm going to just take some threads out there. Here. Let's have a look. A14 is beautiful burgundy. Thank you, everyone. Thumbs up. Yay. Yes, thank you. Maybe a few more. There's only two of them, 2 pieces. Let me take a few more. Why not? Take the whole lot, because this piece would use up quite a few of this color. So I'm going to pop them back. So I rarely have to come in here and take anything. So they're relatively undisturbed. They still feel new, actually, when I open it. When I felt the thread, you know, it's quite well protected, even though I've had this kit for a little while. And let me know if there's any delay or any kind of fuzziness, anything. Because if it's happening, I'm going to have to fix the setting, turn it back next time. So, but at least you can see me. I can see you. It's all good. Right. Back here. And I'm going to attempt to put them on my thread organizer. Thank you, guys. It's quite a lot, actually. Maybe I've taken too many pieces out. But then, you never know. So, I'm thinking, yes, should be all right. So let me take this remaining bits out here. Right. Same length, all good. A14. A14. There. Take one strand out. Lovely jubbly. Now we can resume. Oh, I know what it is. Because River sometimes wind back and watch slightly in a delayed time. So not quite the same time. Because I noticed that for a few times, River sometimes comment when about things that has gone past a little bit, like half an hour ago or something. So River probably just came across that bit that I had no audio. That's my theory. Let me know, River. Because sometimes when you join a live stream, you want to see, you want to watch from the beginning, and you forget you're actually watching in a slightly delayed time. Joy says there's a beautiful orange full moon coming up over here. Are you sure it's a moon, Joyce? It's not UFO. It's not one of those UFOs you're trying to purge the other day. Orange moon. That sounds a little bit scary. Have you seen this film called Two Moons or Double Moon or something like that? Have you? That's one scary film that was. I think it's called Double Moon or something like that. It's basically a film about us finding out that there's, I'm trying to think, just make sure I haven't got a movie wrong. I think it's about a sort of it's a meteorite that is flying toward the Earth. It's the size of a moon or something like that, and it's getting bigger and bigger as the moon getting closer. And so people on the Earth, they know that it's going to be doomed. Everything is going to end, but they don't know when. So every day when they get up, they look up the sky and see this moon shape thing, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. Is it a right movie? Have I got something mixed up? It sounds a bit weird. Oh, River says that's probably it. Okay. Oof. Yes, I think that's possible. Yes. Good, River. Yes, because I do that too. Sometimes when I go on a live stream, I just wind back a little bit, but not realizing that I'm actually slightly delayed. So the mystery is solved. Oh, Gritty, can you see that too? Because you're in Netherlands as well. She said, Joyce, not in the far north here I live. I think you live somewhere else in Netherlands. I live in, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce it. Is it Groningen? Imagine. Only Joy can see, only Joyce can see the moon. Isn't that spooky? No one else can. I like sort of psychological thrillers, sort of sci-fi as well. Sci-fi or not, I just like suspense. Kind of messing up with your mind type of movie. I like that. I'm really enjoying this. 14 counts. Hit the spot right here. Carla says full moon here too. Where are you, Carla? Everybody's getting a full moon. I hadn't even looked up the sky tonight. But full moon is a little bit spooky, isn't it? You just go, oh, there's something odd going on there. Just doesn't look right. And that one there. Oh, Suzanne Chamberlain says, I've seen a lot of Max Stitch design kits on Amazon. Yes. So it makes me wonder because they're kids. I have looked them up as well, I think quite recently. But I think they're just selling random kits. There isn't a kind of a style. It just seems like they're maybe just selling kits, not necessarily from one company or the other. So I have no idea where these ones are coming from because they're really well charted, you know, quite solid as a kit. And a lot of them have been, I don't know whether they're sold out or discontinued. I have no idea, but you can't buy these ones anymore, unfortunately. Not as, the way they are. So there might be other people charting these designs. It's worth having a look. Carla says, I think I saw that movie. Didn't it involve aliens? I don't remember there were aliens though. It was quite sort of psychological kind of way because you don't really see anything other than that big, moon shaped thing flying, getting bigger and bigger every day. So people on the planet, on the Earth, kind of just planning their own final days. They don't know when that's going to happen. And all sorts of things happen, because it was really messing up people's minds. And it's not a happy movie, but really interesting, kind of stuck in my mind. I like movies like that because some movies, when you watch them, they're kind of entertaining, but you forget about them afterwards. You just don't care. And some stay with you. Oh, Carla's in South Africa. Oh my goodness. And Joyce is in the south near Belgium border. My goodness. And Brittany says, "Oh, is it like a worldwide thing? Is it like a full moon for everyone type thing?" Because Brittany is saying forgot to check the moon. Huh. Let me move my phone a bit closer here. Brittany says my very first hate was a material pack on 14 counts. Oh, I should have got that back out. Yes, 14 counts fun, and I use it as a kind of palette cleanser. If I do a lot of smaller stitches, I just like to switch to a 14 counts, just kind of reset. And I love to kind of just look at the crosses because with smaller stitches, you sometimes don't even notice it's a cross. So Brittany, material packs, do they come with fabric as well? So essentially it's like a made to order kit, right? Because I was under the impression they just give you floss, but it doesn't seem to be this. Oh, I've got this one caught at the bottom. Never mind. I'll just cut it off here. No problem. Sever the tie here. I think I just lost this bit for some reason. Or maybe I can undo it in some way. No, it doesn't like it. Let me just cut this bit off. Hey, Lakika is here. Hello, hello. Oops. Let me take another thread here to finish the stitch. Well, I don't think you can. I don't think. I don't know if the pictures will come out good if you just use a smartphone to take a picture of the sky, because I don't think, particularly iPhone, I don't know about other phones, iPhone is not very good with night views, you know, picture wise. It just never come out good. Let me get this one in. Cherries and Stitches says, Chat GPT says we all get the full moon at the same time? Really? Like worldwide? Wherever you are? Regardless of where we are in the world, really? Wow, I'm surprised by that. Because I thought it was depends on, you know, which way you're facing the moon. At the same time as well, it doesn't make any sense. Because if you think about the Earth is round and the moon is, you know, in one position. So in theory, only, you know, locations, people, areas that's facing the moon, only those people from those areas are able to see the moon. I mean, moon is really weird anyway. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense that everybody can see the full moon at the same time. Sounds very spooky. Everybody's asking Chat GPT. Soon we'll have no opinions. We just ask, you know, Chat GPT about everything. Let me see, one here and two down here. Oh, I love it. Carla says, I think the moon appears more orange, closer to the horizon because of the atmosphere and air pollutions. Wow. But Gretty, in the past, well, I think, if people checking whether it's going to rain today, they'll look out the window or whatever, right? Or even check the TV. Now, everybody just pick up the phone. I mean, I find myself doing that as well. Instead of trusting my eyes, looking out the window, whether it's raining or not, I pick up my phone and look at the weather app. It's so weird. It's almost like I do not trust my own eyes. I want my phone to tell me whether it's raining or not. Oh, Joyce. Joyce says, I received a kit this week with 14 count Ada. I want to see if I like it. Yeah, give it a go. It's fun to do. I don't know when it was the last time you did 14 counts, but it's a very different stitching experience. I love seeing the crosses like this. It's so nice. And some days I just enjoy big stitches. You have to show us the pattern. Love to see what it is. Crossed up with chevron. She says there's only one moon for the whole universe, I think. Yeah, but people are on different parts of the globe, so in theory, you shouldn't be able to see the same thing. There's only in one position by the whole world. You see what I mean? If we're for instance, Australia is the opposite end of, of the UK, for instance. So in theory, Janelle and me shouldn't be looking at the same thing on the sky. Or shall we? I don't know. Kind of doesn't make sense. I think I'm cross-countrying. Hello, River. Welcome back. Oh, Joy says not at the same time, but on the same date. That's the thing. I said, what exact same time? That doesn't make sense. One, two, three, four. 1, 2. Oh, I think one stitch off here already. There you go. No one will notice. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's supposed to be 4 stitches here. Should I undo it? Might as well. These are nice and big. Quite easy to undo. I'm frogging already. But these are okay. Not bad at all. So it's supposed to be sort of 1 stitch off. Happens very easily for me. I think if this was 25 counts, I'm not sure if I would frog it. But these are so big, so. Salita, nice to see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Night night or good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Salita. She's been watching the stream properly. Okay, now I know where I am now. Oh, I think these ones are one stitch off as well. Never mind. It will be okay. It will be okay. Crossed up says, I see the moon in the daytime. Daily, every day. What? Well, sometimes you can see the moon during the day. I don't know how that works. But not every day, though. Are you sure what you're looking at is the moon? Or something else? I don't know. What else could it be? Betty Hankins says, it's the same moon for the world. The difference in what you see is depending on your weather, not the location. Betty say, Betty says, if you look, you can see the moon during the day. I suppose the moon is always there. It's just we can't see it during the day most of the time. And don't ask me why. I am very confused with these type of things. It's like stars. Why can't we see stars during the day? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5. 2 from the side. It's a mystery, isn't it? But then if you believe this world is a simulation, then all of this is kind of just side note, isn't it? Because if it's simulation, it doesn't matter. It could be anything, just made up stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leslie says, hi all, finally made it to my frame. Time for some cross stitching. Back to work on Riverwalk Charm. Lovely piece, Leslie. I know, what a relief when, you know, we get to sit down in front of a hoop or frame or whatever and do some stitching. It's just so peaceful. Cross country. I'm going to just use up this piece of thread if I can. One, two, three. One, two. I'm just counting on the fact that I've gridded it correctly. And you know, just before the stream, I actually finally had a chance to do some testing, stitching of the 28 count fabric for Wednesday, you know, the new piece we're starting with CXC floss, because last time when I did the test for Sweet Shop, I used DMC, and this time I'm testing on CXC, and it's very interesting, very interesting. I have a very different take on the result, and I'll share with you once I've done the stitching completely. Hello, Claire. Claire Thomas is here. She says, evening all, just walk the dogs. So late to the stream. Yes, very naughty, very naughty. And she says, haven't seen this whip before, Yogi. So this one, the last time I worked on it, oh my goodness, maybe 20 days ago. I know. It just shows how many pieces I've got here in rotation. So yes, this piece I've worked on a few times before, but you know what it's like. There's so many pieces. And I've got 4 of these kind of 14 count kits that I really love. So I try to slip them in. You know, it's kind of a reset piece. You know, they're beautiful on their own, but it's just so nice to do big stitches when, you know, after doing a lot of 28 counts, 25 counts, that type of stitching. So lovely. Look at the crosses. So nice. Ah, there you go. But I'm glad you're here joining us. And now I'm going to go up there. So I'm doing my best to go from top to bottom, so I don't, you know, I'm not leaving too many holes here and there. But if I spot a location I fancy, I might just, you know, dive in that area. So this is my new thing, out of my comfort zone. 154, 154. One, 5, 4. A deep, deep burgundy here. A slightly purpley. 154. Anyone? It's beautiful, deep color. Kelly says, I agree, Yogi. It's so nice to have diverse collection of stitch counts. I love my 20 count 10 stitch project. I know. It's like changing flavors, you know. with the food, different cuisines, different type of foods every day. And today, this is the dish of my choice. Claire says, so many webs, so little time. Yes, I think we all agree. Yes, absolutely. And that's why I'm not sort of super goal orientated, in terms of completion, because you just get frustrated because how do you complete so many pieces, in a meaningful time? It just gets stressful. So why worry about that? I'm not going to worry about that. One stitch at a time, one session at a time. This is very therapeutic. Oh, Kelly, is that the name of your piece? But at the same time, I'm really, I have a lot of respect. I admire people who can just stick with one project. And I talked about this lady before, who I follow on Instagram. I think I started following her maybe over 2 years ago when she first started this project. She's stitching a kind of ancient map. So the style is very kind of sandy colors, brown, some black, and in certain styles, some writings. And yeah, it's not the kind of piece that I'll ever go for because I know I'm not going to survive it, just the sheer monotone of the piece, even though it's very beautiful, I'm sure, when it's done. And she's been doing it and updating very regularly for 2 years. And I've been watching her progress pretty much every single picture. I should bring it up, see if I can find it. This lady is so special. I want to show it to you, so maybe you can have a look on Instagram as well. It's like, it takes very special human being. Let me see if I can identify her name. I think, oh yes, this might be it. Let me make sure that you can see it. So this is Crescents Sticks. I don't know, I butchered that name. And this is what she does. Let me just remove this to do her justice. This is what she does with every update. She's been doing this. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So this is pretty much the color palette and kind of variations of lines and shades, but pretty much all brown. And let me just scroll down. And she never changes her stitching method. It's always parking. I don't know, she's not cross-countrying, maybe a little bit of loose floating stitches, but mostly following the shape wherever she goes in no particular way. And she parks, so there's tons and tons of part threads there, and she always uses the same needle minder for multiple years. And let me see if I can find the original post. You see how many times I have to scroll? trying to find the bits when she started. Oh, this is, in comparison, this is like very different, but still, it's an ancient map there. And let me scroll way down here to see. There was one picture. Oh, can you survive this? Seriously. Like just this kind of color, different shades, but oh, I lost that. Damn. I wish there's a sorting method of this. I'm trying to scroll back when she got the floss. When she got the floss, the amount of floss of this pretty much the same colors everywhere, my mind was blown. And I started to look at this. Who can survive this? Seriously. For multiple years, maybe at least over 2 years, I think. She's been doing this. And just this day in, day out. Okay, here we go. So this is the beginning, okay? Pretty much around the time when I found her. And I think it's a her, I'm not sure. And this is the amount of floss she got. I mean, there's some reddish colors there, but, very subtle. So this is the beginning. And this is her Bobbins. Oh, this lady, I never seen this picture. So this is the very unique lady there. I hope she doesn't mind I'm showing her. I've never tried to scroll sideways with this one. So yes, it's just remarkable. I don't know how many counts, what count this is, maybe 25 or something. So it's massive, massive piece. It's a world map. So there you go. This is the starting point. Can you imagine just stitching this for, and let me see the date when this was. This is, I ask you, 4th of January 2022. So she's been on this one for 3 years. My goodness. Follow this lady. I think she deserves it. And it's so mad because every time I think about sort of really unique projects, I think about this lady. So it's crazy. Yes, Leslie, my head is blown every time I look at it. I was like, oh, she's still stitching. She hasn't gone mad. And I don't know whether she has any other side projects, just as a reset. I have no idea. But as far as I can see, this is all she's stitching. So there's some superhuman out there. Two. If I stitch kind of a similar area, just for like less than an hour, even like half an hour, I have to switch, to a different location of the project, or just take a break because I can't. Just need to change. Cherry says looks like Middle Earth. Oh, do you think it's a fictional map? I just took it as some sort of ancient map thing. Yes, we'll need more colors. There's no way I will ever survive a piece like that. I'm sure it's beautiful when it's done, but it's just I'll never get there ever. I'll probably just give up stitching altogether. Left. Oh, Kelly, do you think it's Lord of the Rings thing? Oh, I had no idea. I've never seen the mock-up. Maybe she had shown it at one point, but it just looks like a kind of O map. I have no idea. And Cherry says it looks like, yes, I read that one already. Um, yes, Gretty, she tracks her entire process on her Instagram account, and she updates very regularly. So if she started at in the beginning of 2002, it's been 3 years. That is not normal for someone to be able to do that. Not just stitching the same piece, but having regular updates as well, you know, really consistently. So she's made differently. She's made differently. Hey, busy mom is here. Hello. Welcome back. Joyce. Is it coffee break or is it coffee break? Following what we were talking about yesterday. Now I'm suspicious when people say they're having some coffee. Joy says, it looked familiar. I've got the hate pattern, Middle Earth. Wow, did you intend to stitch it? Because that is not a easy pattern to stitch, you know, just the color palette and lack of kind of changes throughout. You have to love if it was indeed from Lord of the Rings, you really, really need to love that film to do that, because I cannot imagine. I think this one will be the last one before I end this thread. Oh dear. Look what happens here. Kelly says Nicole simply a stitcher. I think she's a UK based floss tuber as well, isn't she? She's doing that one too. Really? Is she stitching it, or has she just lost her mind and go, no, that's enough? Wow. To be honest, someone like me, I'll never look at that pattern and go, oh, I'll stitch that. No matter what. Doesn't matter how beautiful it is. It's just no way. No way. Oh, right. Yes, you did say something about big brown blob. It is one big brown blob. You're quite right. You're not wrong there. Thank God. I don't love Lord of the Rings that much to torture myself with a pattern like that. Here we go. Yes, Cherry, she's made differently. Okay. Choice. Oh, Leslie. Leslie says I'm doing a Middle Earth map, but it's a bit boring. It's a bit boring, but I do have at least another 10 large heights to play with. Well, I suppose, yeah, if you kind of switch around and you really love the map. But as far as I know, to be honest, for 3 years, I cannot imagine, just look at the map's progress. She stitched a lot. So I cannot imagine she will have time to do anything else. I like to think she will have some, side projects, really colorful ones like Amy Stewart ones, but I doubt it. I don't know. She just seems so single-minded. And yeah, I'd love to know her story. 310 has entered. That's the fabric. Not yet. It will be. 310 is the next victim. Yes, here we go. Oh, I have a lot of 310 here. One of the few numbers that I recognize. I don't mind stitching black, much better than white. I'm not a great white stitcher. Oh, Joy, so it's a Lord of the Rings map, so it's not a real map. It's a fictional map. No way, you're 31%? Is it a regular size?
Okay.
Oh my God, Siri has come in here again. Siri, please go away. You always have to do this in the middle of a stream. I don't know what I said to actually to trigger him to come up. I didn't say Siri. Oh, stop it. No, don't say the word. Betty says, Nicola is the speed demon at stitching. Oh, that sounds very scary. You mean faster than our Sarah and Nikki? Oh, we're getting competitive here. Nikki did 4,000 the other day in one day, 24 hours, human day, okay? And Sarah is like regularly hitting like over 1,000. Like it's nothing before breakfast. So we're getting competitive here. And Kelly says, I have a web with stormy clouds. It's hard to stitch background and it looks like a bruise just from the sound of it. When you say stormy clouds, stormy and clouds. Oh dear. That sounds, that sounds special. Anything with cloud in the title, I probably wouldn't go near. I can't even deal with ceilings and walls sometimes. Like the cake shop, the little cake shop is such a beautiful shop. I have a beautiful design, but if you start from upper left, you're literally hitting the ceiling and the walls for a very long time before you get to the cakes. I'm still not quite in a cake zone yet, and I've been working on it for at least 2 years. Like a bruise. That's so funny. Oh, Nicola sounds scary. What? Nicola is going for 500,000 stitches this year. Whoa, my goodness. I don't know what's going on with people. I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing one leg at a time, okay? I know how to bring my needle up one corner and come down the other. I'm doing exactly the same thing. I don't know how anybody can stitch that fast. I just don't know. It makes no sense. maybe time slows down when they stitch. So they actually have three times longer a day than normal human beings. That's my theory. You know, I'm not saying I'm right, but it's possible. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. I love these big stitches. Have I told you? I love 14 counts today. Suzanne says, I love the sky on the Golden Gate Bridge I'm stitching. I bet it's beautiful, Suzanne. I just don't want to stitch it. Yes. I'll let you do it and I'll just appreciate the result, okay? Any kind of sky is kind of like, oh, I'm sure it's quite beautiful. Let me take a sip of my tea here. Whoa. Joyce, there's so many numbers. I can't even get my head around. 450 by 337. It doesn't sound too bad, actually. It sounds like a regular hay, no? I'm sure there are different versions because this lady on Instagram, I think the 4-piece is so big. Maybe there's a sort of supersize version or something. It's huge, absolutely huge. Gretty says, I think I do that too. It's always fun to look at, to look after a year to see which photo you're in the folder on Yogi Facebook. Yeah, yeah, it's a record, isn't it? A lot of people like to keep track. And a lot of people use social media as a way to track, you know, keep the record because it's safe. It normally, unless the entire platform disappears, otherwise it's going to be there for forever. And people can, you know, see it as well. It's fun to share. And I do have a cup of leftover coffee as well. Might take a sip from time to time. Cold coffee, lovely. Busy Mom says, Busy Mom is in my stitching club for sure. She says, let's have a look. I can only get 300 at the most in one day. Yeah, you and me both. 300 is like pretty fast. Pretty good day. Normally it's around 200, you know, ish. I know, because we're normal. Busy Mom. There's some weird people out there. In the chat as well. Oh, I don't know if I should be talking to them. 1, 2, 3. So far, so good. I haven't made too many mistakes. You know, I was warming up. I had a frog, a few stitches. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Brittany says the sky on my Vatican. Stop showing off everybody's, sky on your pieces. It sounds so scary. I don't want to stitch sky. Please make it stop. They should ban sky on cross stitching pattern. Actually, let me just move my camera to realign it. Yeah, it's so scary. This whole patch of sky. Busy Mom says, what's the piece you're working on today? It's a piece called Stationery Shop. A stationery shop. It's quite a generic name, but it's a beautiful scene, I believe, is somewhere in Paris, overlooking Eiffel Tower at the background there. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. And this piece, along with the other 14-count kit, they all have back stitches. So let me just bring up the mock-up again. So all the details, they're going to pop up even more when I apply the back stitches. So there's another thing to enjoy with this kit. It's really well charted, I think. Because sometimes, when you buy a kit that's kind of unknown origin, I really don't know where they come from. And you kind of slightly worry about the kind of outcome, the result you get with the chart. Sometimes the mock-ups look beautiful, but they just don't stitch the way it looks on the mock-up. But this one, yes, is quite truthfully represented. It's really pretty. Oh, Suzanne asks, is she stitching the map freehand? Do you know? I have no idea. She never show any pictures of her stitching or videos. She just shows the the progress. So I cannot imagine there's hand stitching. And I'm not even sure about the fabric count. It doesn't look super small, but it's hard to tell. Let me have another look. I was looking at the fabric count there. I'm sure she mentioned it. I just, it's probably quite a while ago. Because I'm fascinated by her. She just like pole opposite from me. If you look at this, if you look at the fabric, yeah, it could be. I suppose it could be 25-ish. But if you look proportionally with the two strands, it could be 22. I don't know. Hard to tell. But I don't think this is anything above 25. I don't think it's 28. The threads are quite, quite thick. Yeah, and no pictures of any sort of stitching situation in the hoop or something like that. Maybe it's in a big frame. I don't know, because it looks like it's being stretched out on something, but she never shows that. So huh? What did you translate, Joyce? Didn't get that. Heather says, I aim for 300 per day. Sometimes I actually make it. You and me post, Heather. I'm sure you hit 300, probably a bit more frequently than me. I also set my, well, quote unquote, daily goal around 300. I thought I aim a little bit higher, you know, be a little bit ambitious. But most days, I'm happy if I hit 200, to be honest. That's just me. And to be honest, I don't even set goals, to be honest. You know, I look at stitch counts at the end of the session. But if I'm just stitching, you know, by myself randomly, I don't even check, to be honest. It's just not my not my focus. It's nice to know, but I know I'm slow. So it just varies, you know, level of slowness. So, you know, I'm good. I'm good. Yes, Susan. Susan, yes, Steve knows about the sky, and I think he's still there. I think the last time I looked, he managed to touch the sort of top bit of the castle, but the palette, the color palette, is very kind of samey, isn't it? So it's a very brave choice. Very brave choice. It's quite beautiful as a design, but it's just I would not survive that kind of design. The next color, 3371. 3371. Oh, there. No. 3371. There. Hey, Ebony. Hello, hello. Ebony's in the chat. Susan, do you not park? She says park threads blow my mind. I like a bit of parking from time to time. Oh, Steve is here. Steve says, yes, I'll be tackling another page of Mostly Sky when I get back to it in a few days. You need to have a bit of a courage to get back to that. But it's looking good though. Looking good. I know sometimes I'm stuck in one piece. Well, not stuck, kind of just not able to, not wanting to go back to a certain piece because I kind of committed to stitch a certain area which I don't really want to stitch. You know what I mean? Depends on the method. Sometimes you can't just jump around, but you're just stuck in one point that you really do not enjoy. So you just end up not stitching that piece at all. So sometimes when that happens, you just need to kind of break the rules slightly and go, well, I rather stitch out of order than not stitching it at all. It's a choice. Steve says, sorry for lurking. You're free to lurch, Steve. Feeling all woozy from a summer cold. Oh dear. I picked up from last week. Yes. Oh dear. I hope you're feeling better. It's no fun not feeling well. Brandy, so here in the chat. Hello, Brandy. Well, a little bit of a fluff situation here. Let me take a piece of my masking tape, the magic tape. Oh dear. Trying to grab a piece of the masking tape here. There's a little bit of fluff there. Oh, Brandy, have you come back from somewhere? Saying that you're unpacked. Yes, just relax and watch. Just one stitch over there. And then I'll decide whether to venture a little bit further. Maybe not. I think this would be a very good point to end the thread. And a few more stitches like down here. It's just next block. It doesn't look too bad, but there's a big jump. I'm not quite ready yet. So I'm going to end the thread here. So this one's 3371. 3371. Steve, you're not gonna get cross-eyed by from getting a cold. I don't think that's one of the cold symptoms. If you're getting crossed eyes, it's just you getting cross-eyed, you know? Don't blame the cold. There. I'm going to come up here and see what I've got here. 779. 779. Right, I'm going to start from top so I don't end up with holes everywhere. Steve is suffering from a man cold. Of course, man cold is incurable. It's just so horrendous. It's so much worse than lady cold. Yes, absolutely. I get it. I'll never understand it. Brandy, so you basically just quarantine your husband when he gets a cold. Just lock him in a room until he gets better. That's a very good approach, I think, Brandy. You have my support there. That's so funny, Betty. But I think isn't that what they say about women actually have a lot higher kind of pain threshold? I don't know whether that equates to cold symptoms, but I think women just kind of conditioned to, be able to take on more. No disrespect to Steve. Maybe men are just not made for, suffering like women. Because we have to suffer so much more, isn't it, Steve? What? Kelly, I load my husband up on carbs. No, no. Is that a cure for cold, for man flu nowadays? Just feed him some carbs and go night night. See you when you're better. Oh, hilarious. Man flu is just so bad, isn't it? Steve says, I don't hesitate to hit the NyQuil as soon as I feel like I'm not going to be able to sleep. You know, luckily, I rarely have, suffer from cold or viruses. But if I feel a little bit of a sore throat coming, I just hit the sauna. And then if it doesn't get better, I just sweat it off. If it doesn't get better, I take some, I think it's paracetamol. For some reason, it does it for me. Normally, just, even though I'm not suffering from any kind of pain, right? For some reason, paracetamol kind of just dispels any symptoms, cold symptoms like runny nose or whatever for me. I don't like taking cold medicine because they made me drowsy. Even the non-drowsy ones, I just crash. Steve, you are monster ladies, okay? Steve says, I think we're not used to feeling like crap on a monthly basis, so it seems unbearable to us. I think there must be something to do with that because, yes, you're quite right, it's a monthly thing, but also childbirth as well. Our bodies are conditioned to suffer something that's unthinkable, you know. Whereas men, well, I don't know. What's the worst? They, I don't know, sprain their ankles or something. Oh, Kelly says, oh, are you referring to paracetamol for sore knees or NyQuil? NyQuil is like cold medicine, isn't it? Does it make you drowsy? Over here we have like night nurse, date nurse. Oh, they're terrible though. If I ever take those, I just don't get up for 2 days. Kelly, I think you just found the perfect cure for all illnesses. Carb loading. Kelly says carbs, yogi, carb loading helps all men ailments. I mean pizza. Yeah, just feed them some pizza. They'd be quiet. But I think when you have like a big plate of pasta, you probably just fall asleep anyway. So normally carb loading is for people, maybe preparing for a marathon or something like that. So the husband's basically just getting carb loaded, but without running a marathon. That sounds nice. Here we go. And this one. Next one. Let's see. A14. And also, if you have like early symptoms of a cold, Manuka honey is supposed to be really good, and they're different strengths. I mean, technically, as a vegan, I shouldn't be taking honey, but to be honest, there were times I was desperate when nothing else worked, and I just take a teaspoon of Manuka honey, high strength ones. They're quite costly actually, but I keep a jar, and honey doesn't go off. They literally just last forever. And so I take a teaspoon out, and most of the times, particularly with, if you have kind of sore throat, if it's really serious, if you just leave it till it's kind of, full blown cold, maybe not very effective. But if you just sense something odd going on with the throat, is magical. It literally goes away within hours. And with these patterns, these 14 count kits, they're coming in paper patterns. So with markup RXP, I pretty much have to work sort of page by page, which is slightly unusual, considering Pattern Keeper, you can ignore the page definition if you want to. And because of that, I kind of switch my stitching method as I switch the page, which is actually quite fun to do because literally there's a kind of clear cut between pages, and I can just start, from the beginning. It feels like a new start, but you're starting the page, and I just choose different stitching method as I move on to a different page. So it's quite fun actually. It's quite fun. Grace says echinacea tea works for me when I first start to feel cold coming on. I bet, yeah, I think it's a really nice remedy as well. Yes. I think if you, kind of do something earlier on before it gets to coughs and, full on sort of runny nose, then quite a lot of things you could do. But most of us kind of just go, maybe tomorrow will get better, but normally it doesn't. Two over here. Hi, Gritty, welcome back. I hope the doggies are good. Are you feeding Steve pizza? So funny. She just said pizza emoji. Yes, Gretty is trying to carb load you, Steve. One, two, three, four. Oh, Susan says, my mom sworn by brandy in tea before bedtime. That sounds very French to me. I think French not as a cold remedy, but they give I don't know whether they still do that now, but I believe they have they feed children, well, babies, like infants or young kids, brandy to make them sleep. Controversial. I think it's true. I don't know if they do that now. If anyone from France, please verify. Just make sure I didn't make that up. I think it's a known thing. They would basically add a little bit of brandy in the milk or whatever nighttime drink, and they just fall asleep. Sounds like a fantastic idea for kids. Oh, Steve, did you have COVID? Steve says after I had first bout of COVID back in 2020. That's really earlier on. I literally didn't get sick again for about 3 years. Oh, do you think you got immune, um, sort of, immunity for the virus? I don't think I ever got it. If I did, I didn't know because some people didn't have symptoms, but honestly, I just didn't. I don't think I even had a cold during that period. I was probably too busy stitching, too busy to catch a cold. Brandy says, my grandpa used to use brandy as a way to help us through teasing his babies. Well, there you go. So not only French, not just French, it's universal. I see, just rubbing on the gums. Did it taste good? I don't know. Probably tastes quite gross for kids, right? It's a kind of quite grown up taste. Yeah, Steve. So you got it quite early because literally the lockdown was in March of 2020. So you already had it. So you probably had a quite early strand of COVID. And for some reason, you became superhuman. The virus can never get you again. Grace says, I can remember my mom giving me a spoonful of whiskey and honey when I was little. A spoonful is quite a lot. How big was the spoon? And honey, for what reason? As a remedy. Wow. What does that cure then? I wonder. Just being a child. A spoonful is a lot though. Ah, Steve, you lost your taste. That was my worst fear because I really didn't mind if I luckily I didn't get contracted of the virus, but I heard about the loss of taste. That sounds so scary. And how long did it take you to regain the taste? Because life is no fun if you can't taste your food. Because sometimes I recall when I had severe cold, quite a long time ago, and to the point that I literally could not taste food, and it was no fun because you're biting something, you're chewing something, but you don't know what you're eating. Because when you have no sense of smell, you have no sense of taste either. So ultimately, I think it's probably the smell as well. Could you smell things, or is just a taste bud? Oh, I don't like that. I'd rather cough or something, at least I know it's gonna go away. Heather says, when my daughter was a baby, our doctor recommended brandy for her sleeplessness. There you go, the French way. I bet a tiny bit of brandy will help with sleeplessness. Oh, but why would a young kid have sleeplessness? I wonder. Insomnia. Yeah, it probably calms the nerves if the baby was too hyper or too excited. A teaspoonful, Grace says. I guess to make me feel better. Yeah, quite merry, I bet. Oh, wow. Probably not now. I think people get super, nervous, probably unnecessarily. Now we're just getting too sensitive about everything. Let me see. Whoops. 154 is my next color. 154. Oh, Heather, it was 50 years ago. Yes, at that time, people were probably a bit less kind of, you know, hypersensitive about everything. Oh, there you go, Steve. So I think ultimately it's the sense of smell that went rather than taste. Because if you can't even smell that, Vicks Viperon, which is quite strong, if you can't even smell that, yeah. If you can't smell, you can't taste. Oh, that's no fun. Because eating is, it brings a lot of enjoyment, even when you're not well. And if you can't even taste things, that is just so much worse. Right, only 5 days, thank God. Because some people, I've heard cases that it never came back. Imagine that. Man, that's rough. The taste bud is never the same again. That's terrifying. Grace says back in the 50s and 60s, they didn't have all of the medicines. that they have today. So brandy and whiskey was the way to go. I mean, maybe not, well, maybe beyond 50 and 60 years ago, when they first invented a surgery. Well, when they first discovered how to chop people's, legs off to cure them, or, to perform that kind of procedures, they used to, didn't they just sprinkle some alcohol? No, they actually asked the patients to drink alcohol to basically get totally drunk so they can chop their body parts off. Nice. It worked. Or did it? I don't know. I've seen it in the movies, okay? I wasn't there. But somehow we managed. Janelle. Janelle says, I have COVID 2 years ago and still no smell? You serious? No smell. Oh no, I say serious. My Siri came up again. Wow. 2 years ago. So no smell and no taste. Because if you can't smell, it's very hard to taste anything. That is rough. Wow. That's like one of my worst nightmares. The other one of my worst nightmares would be buried alive. I, I don't like that very much. I'm claustrophobic, so I do not like the idea. Wow, that's bad. Heather says, my daughter had COVID 5 years ago and still can't smell most things. Maybe she needs a shot of brandy. Yes. Give it a go, Heather. Oh, that's terrible. 5 years ago. And wow. Yes, I mean, that is so strange. And they can't cure that. There's no remedy. That is just not good. And how do you explain to a child, things just taste bland? Everything. That's got to be challenging. Yeah, 3 years. How long? 2 years. Still not returning. That's bad. Let me take a sip of my tea. Kelly says, I had radiation to my neck. Is that my taste buds? I could still smell everything, but it all tastes like cardboard. Oh no. Yeah, radiation treatment is it kind of cures one thing, but it creates sometimes another problem, particularly the location you mentioned, the neck. Wow. Yeah, taste is important, isn't it? It's one of our sort of enjoyments in life to eat things that we like. Doesn't matter what, what it is. Wow. You should find a cure for that because that's quality of life, thing, isn't it? I think the whole cancer treatment in general just, it cures one thing if you actually, get through that process, but it creates so many problems, side effects, you know. But I think doctors generally just look at the body and go, oh, it's a success story, the cancer is gone or tumor is gone. But they're not looking at the person as a living being suffering from all sorts of weird side effects from the treatment. Joy, you say sleep is so important, and I'm going to get some. Oh, that's a good transition into the nappy nap situation. Enjoy your sleep, and may your dreams to be sweet and peaceful and full of cupcakes. Night night to Joyce. Kelly says it costs breast cancer 20 years later. I don't recommend. You mean the radiation actually causes cancer? But I thought radiation itself is a cancer treatment. I mean, both my parents had suffered from cancer and had to go through various kind of radiation and chemo as well. So I very unfortunately had a sort of closer sort of personal experience of the whole situation, and it's not very good. Not very good. Steve, just let Joy sleep, okay? It doesn't have to postage count. The poor lady. I've tortured her enough, She's like, she have to help me because I fall over stitching. And her job is done today. Let her sleep in peace. At night. Poor Joyce. A19. Oh, right, Kelly. So you had radiation treatment for one thing, and then it caused cancer later on. So how do they know it's the cause of it? Because breast cancer, well, ultimately, we don't know why, someone has breast cancer and some people don't. It's a tough one, even though breast cancer is probably most studied cancer because, kind of popular. A lot of cancers we don't even know. We probably know less. Oh, excellent, Kelly. That's wonderful. Gretty asked, are your parents still alive, Yogi? My parents aren't. I miss my mother every now and then. I never knew my father. Oh, Gretty. No, unfortunately, both of them passed away. Um, Directly and indirectly because of cancer. So my mom had breast cancer, and my dad had he found a lump, a tumor in the back of his throat. And funnily, Kelly was mentioning the radiation around the neck area. That was where my dad had radiation as well, because at that time it was about just about the stage it was going to spread, but it was still localized enough. They felt that they could sort of target it with radiation. And so what happened was my mom passed away because of breast cancer. She had chemo, but it didn't work out. And my dad, not as straightforward. He had radiation. The tumor actually went away. They managed to remove the tumor, and it didn't come back for a few years, at least 3 years. He was clear. But the issue is because of the treatment he received. I think he probably had a round of chemo as well, on top of the radiation. And even though the tumor went away, he was suffering with all sorts of issues. Itchy skin, the taste bud kind of changed, and just, not life-threatening things, but life quality things. And we thought he was doing well, because we were really happy, the tumor was gone and it hadn't come back for at least a couple of years. He got checked up and everything, and he was looking good. I don't want to bring the subject too dark. I just gloss over it. But probably about 3 years after that, or 4 years, and he decided to take his own life. And the thing is, because of the method of his choice, he survived, but became pretty much vegetable, because he was deprived of oxygen in his brain for meaningful amount of time. So even though he survived. My brother found him, and they revived him, but um, the aftermath was probably worse than everything he had ever suffered. And he was in pretty much vegetable kind of state for 2 years. And then he suffered a heart attack quite out of sudden. And yeah, so he passed away. So I have a lot of sort of mixed feelings with, cancer treatment or medical treatment in general. I had kind of first-hand experience watching loved ones, going through that process, and maybe not really being, I don't know, because when my dad having those symptoms, the doctors didn't take him seriously. No one ever checked on his kind of mental state. We thought he was doing well. We didn't live with him. And my mom had no idea. He seemed okay. And I think he just suffered a kind of breakdown, really. He just had enough because of the small problems he was suffering. The doctors kind of go, just take this medicine, and whatever he was given, those treatment for his side effects, created more side effects, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it was pretty horrendous. That's how I became a yoga teacher, because I couldn't just carry on normally as the way I was. So there you go. Very short and concise story of how I got here. So I hope it didn't sound too depressing, but it's real life. It's real life. So oh, thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Brandy. I think the worst was over. So it's been a few years, so I'm good. Thank you so much, Brandy. Yes, Steve, I totally agree. Steve says chemo is seriously nasty stuff. Yes, I hope maybe in not too long in the future, we're going to look back at chemo and go, what on earth are we thinking about? Like now when we look at sort of medieval treatment of people drilling holes in people's head, trying to cure mental disease or something, I hope we'll look back on chemo and thinking the same way, meaning that in the future we'll have something that's not chemo to cure cancer. Yes, I think it's kind of I don't know how to describe it. It's like if you have a headache and they bash you with a baseball bat, and if you don't pass off from being hit in the head by a baseball bat and survive, then maybe the headache will go away. It's a little bit like that. Yes, Suzanne, I think, not just me, I think for everyone, particularly if you're close to your parents. I was extremely close to my mom. So, and also my mom and dad literally passed away within 6 months from each other. So, um, yeah, it wasn't easy for a few years. Kelly says they're coming along with immunotherapy now. Is it? I'm not familiar with it. Yeah, hopefully there'll be something that, you know, does not require such a harsh, process for the patients. It's mind-boggling. Rajal says I lost my mom in January and my dad passed four back. So the dad passed away as well. Yes, I think the bond we have with parents is so unique. Yeah, it's yeah, it's special. Suzanne says both my parents took their own lives. It's really an odd thing. Oh, Suzanne. Yeah, it's uh it's not easy. And particularly for people who are here, I'm not saying it's easy for the people who passed on. I'm sure they have to go through quite extraordinary, process to come to that conclusion. But it's the people who, lived on. And yeah, a lot of pieces to pick up. I'm sending my love to you, Suzanne. And I hope topics like this doesn't, is not considered as dark or depressing because yes, it's not a happy thing to think about. But if we can't even talk about this, what can we talk about, right? There's nothing shameful or something to hide. This is real life, and you know these things happen to our loved ones. We need to be able to talk about it openly. Yeah, I agree, Suzanne. It is. Because for a while, for probably many years, I didn't want to talk about it. Obviously it's upsetting, but also there's a sense of guilt, tremendous guilt. For instance, in my dad's case, I was thinking, why didn't I know? Why didn't I notice anything? I could have done something because I spoke to him literally hours before, and I knew he was behaving a little bit different and he kept complaining about pain. But my brothers, they were going to take him to another doctor the following day. And I kept talking to my dad, just say, well, I'm sure, because I just interpret it as physical discomfort. And I was hoping the doctor would be able to help him. And at that point, he already had a couple of visits, and the doctors just, looked at him and go, well, physically, there's nothing wrong. So therefore, there's nothing, I can give you. And no one, not a single doctor, ever checked on his mental state. Maybe asking, how's the mind doing? No one, not a single doctor. They just look at body parts and go, oh, it's not the head, it's not the heart, it's not the liver, and move on. There's nothing wrong with you. There's a saying when I was doing yoga teacher training. It's almost like a joke because the yoga teacher training, to be honest, is quite a tough process to go through. Physically not too bad, but it's mentally because there's so many things to learn, and also mentally you have to believe that you can teach. A lot of people come to the training kind of just trying to see if they're made for it, right? And so at the end, in a strange kind of way, the group became almost like a support group. People start sharing stories, and there are people going through a lot of hardship and everything. And so there's a saying that every yoga teacher, that there's a sort of extraordinary life story behind every yoga teacher. But I think, I want to extend that out to this group and go, there's an extraordinary story, life story behind every stitcher. Would you not agree? Even the short time that we spend here, we have shared a lot of, things here and there. And no one, everybody's so respectful. No one is kind of prying into other people's lives, and people volunteer to share whatever they want to share, they feel comfortable sharing. But every story is, extraordinary life story, life journey. Steve says, I have a granddaughter on the way. Yay! Hopefully I'll get to enjoy for a nice long time. You will. You look super fit. I've seen your photos back in the 80s. I bet you still look like that. A heartthrob. Yes. Oh, Kelly. Kelly says my third grandbaby's on the way. Oh, everybody's got grandchild there. I think Joyce is expecting a grandchild in October as well. That's so wonderful. Grace says this group is awesome and I look forward to it daily. I'm so happy you say that. I'm looking forward to, just stitching with you every day. To be honest, when I started the channel, and I kind of had this idea, maybe I'll do it every day, but I just thought, well, there's no way I'll be able to do it every day. And, but as soon as I started, I felt, oh, this is so enjoyable. It's so effortless as well. And it just felt, becomes part of my day. And I really love it. So thank you. Thank you all. Steve, did you take it off? I don't know. I didn't check again. Did you? Oh, why though? It was a very nice picture. You should put it back on. Please do that. No, seriously, Steve is a, heartthrob. I didn't know you took it off. It's just sorry. I know it's not permanently on our stream. Sorry, Steve. We had to have them. I wasn't looking for your pig when we looked at the group. We were looking at webs, and then I saw this picture. We just had to have a look, okay? It was very well received, let's say. Yes. We did a very thorough review there. So Brandy says, I'm very much going to miss stitching along once school is starting again. Oh, are you studying? Yes. I think some people, they, well, probably quite a lot of people who work during the day, so they can't join us during the weekdays. But like Brittany, she makes sure that she joins us in the weekends. And this one, yeah. Steve says I was supposed to be a surprise pig after the stream. Oh, no chance. We look at the Facebook, from time to time. If it's there, we're gonna have a look. Heather says, you have become part of my day too. The regulars feel like new friends. I know, I know. It's so nice, isn't it? It's like gradually you get to know them a little bit at a time. So even though we're together for stitching, but there's so many things that we talk about, and gradually you start to kind of know their personality a little bit, even through, snippets of things they kind of comment on. I get to know the personality of all of you, little by little. We have good memories, Steve. Susan. Oh, Brandy says, I'm a teacher and also completing my master's in special education. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yes. Jackie says, you counted three and oh, you counted three and stitch over four spaces. Did you mean four or three? Which ones? I don't know. I probably have. Did I count three and stitch four? Oh, that's normal. That's normal, Jackie. You'll get used to it. Yeah, sometimes I'll call out a thread number and pick a complete different number. So it's normal, Jackie. Uh, I know, from Jackie. Eagle eye, Jackie. Oh, Andrea, hello, hello. She says, finally caught alive. Well done, well done. Join us. Let me know what you're stitching on with today, and if you're stitching, for sure. Tracy says, Yogi, look at the last post from Jackie. I know, I know. I just read it, but I can't remember which one, which four. Doesn't matter, just one stitch. No one noticed. Other than Jackie, no one else did, right? You didn't see anything. I didn't do anything. It's all good. It's all good. I can't remember what the last color I was stitched on. So it's a lost cause now. Now, moving forward. 315. Don't look too carefully, okay? 315. I thought I was safe because I'm not having the app screen on. It's really bad when I have app screen on. People just go, no, that's a wrong location, or wrong color, or wrong, block altogether. That happens. That happens. And Andrea is working on Dominic Davison's The Country Church. Super size max color from Hay. My goodness. The super sizers. Andrea. And have you joined our Facebook group? If so, post your whips. I love to see what it looks like. Now I moved on to the next color, so the past is gone. It's a memory. Oh, Steve knows which piece that is. Kelly says Yogi just freestyles. Charts are for wimps. Yes, yes, Kelly, you said it well. Exactly. Who needs chars? You just improvise, right? And it's so funny because I've got a shorts, you know, the YouTube shorts. There's a short clip on the channel, and it's about parking. So I posted a clip of me just, you know, from a stitching session and just parking threads. And I got a comment from someone, maybe not that familiar with the parking method. And the person asked me, oh, do you just freestyle and just stitch whatever you want and park wherever you want or something along those lines? And it never occurred to me. And I go, wow, can someone just improvise as they stitch and make up a picture? Wouldn't that be so cool though? You can probably do that with 14 counts because the stitches are so big. So you literally, you know, stitch like you're drawing a painting or a sketch. I wonder if anybody can do that. That's such a cool idea. And I'm going to cheat because there's one stitch here I missed. And the color is very similar. I'm going to just stitch it. Don't tell anybody, okay? You didn't see anything, okay? This is not happening. It's not on record at all. Not being recorded live. Just one stitch and the color's so close. Andrea says, unfortunately, it's very confetti heavy, being max color. But you know, Andrea, let me know what you think. Because if you think about max color, I think, or super size, I think, can you get super size that is not max colors? I bet you can, right? But comparing to regular max size, as not max size, the regular max colors versus supersized max colors, they share pretty much the same number of stitches, colors, don't they? Around 230 to 240 ish. So in theory, wouldn't you say supersized max colors would be, well, not easygoing, but slightly more easygoing than regular size supermax, super colors, because literally, you know, there is the same number of colors happening in a smaller space. Not saying that you wouldn't get confetti, but confetti is the way of life with hate. That's the path that we walk. A challenge we accept. Not one here. 1, 2, 3, 2. Oh, everybody knows that piece. Take a sip of my tea. 1, 2. I'm thinking where I should take my thread to. Maybe downwards. Trying not to not end threads, and try to use it up as much as I can. That's my rule today. I think 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just so you know, if there's any sort of new viewers we've got here, every Wednesday we do a sew stitch along of Kim Jacobs pieces, and every Saturday we do an Amy stitch along. So 2 fun days, and the rest of the days equally fun. It's just you're free to stitch whatever you want, but there are 2 main stitch along days. So if you have pieces from Amy Stewart, you can bring along to stitch on Saturdays together. Everybody's stitching different pieces, and there's no goals to hit, or daily goals or whatever goals. We're just relaxing and stitch together. And this coming Wednesday is the Kim Jacobs. If you don't know who it is a beautiful artist, full of amazing pieces. You can have a look on Heaven and Earth, and if you fancy, you can pick a piece and come and join us. But on Wednesday we're going to start together a new piece together. It's called Quoting Room. If you join our Facebook group, you'll get all information there. All it is, if you want to stitch together, we're going to start the first stitch together live on this coming Wednesday. It's a beautiful pattern. Let me show you. I should have it here. So let me find it. I've got so many markups. So on Saturday there was a new piece. Oh, that's why. Let me just turn that off. The Quoting Room, this one. So this one we're doing on Wednesday together. We're starting together. I think currently we probably have about overall that I come across, let's say will come along to stitch at the same time on Wednesday, probably around 25 people. So there's definitely over 22, 23. We're gonna come together live and make the first stitch together. So it's super fun. You probably still have some time. It's Sunday, I know, 3 days away. But if you already have a fabric, you can just grab the pattern. And if you have a floss already, just come join us. or you can, join later. It doesn't matter, just so you have this piece in mind if you want to stitch along. It's super fun, and we post our webs, compare notes, and as we go forward. So you're welcome to join us. I think the best thing if you join the Facebook group as well. Maybe I can paste the link, should be in our description of the stream, but I'll just paste in the chat for your convenience, and just come along. It's good fun. And let me paste that in here if you haven't joined already, and I'll pin it as well. We have the technology here. Oh, Brandy says, I got my fabric for Wednesday start. Just need to make sure I have the floss ready now. Oh, amazing. Yes, that'll be so much fun. Because this time, last time when we did the sweet shop for the Saturday, I keep bringing up the small one. This one, we started about 3 weeks ago together. And I think at that time, we probably have had about 10 people starting at the same time, but this time we have double the number with the Wednesday piece, so it will be super fun. So you can come along, and again, there's no goals to hit or anything like that. We're really just stitching together and chat. So every Wednesday, Saturday, and every day really, we're here stitching different pieces and talk about stuff. Coca-Cola sometimes versus Pepsi, that kind of important things in life. So Lisa is also aware of the church piece. Everybody knows about that piece. I must have a look at the pattern very soon. Lisa says, beautiful pattern, Andrea. I'm working on Sunset in Venice by the same artist. Oh, it's the same artist. That's why you know. Gretty says confetti is like a party where you throw a lot of, hey, confetti, as it says on the tin. I think confetti is one of those things that it's almost like it's a challenge, but at the end of the challenge, you just end up with these beautiful stitches together, and creates a lot of beautiful definition of the piece. So. Oh, Susan says, well, Yogi, break the tradition and start bottom right with a kitty. But a kitty is not exactly bottom right, is it? Let's have a look at it. Let's review the position of the kitty, okay? I don't think it's bottom right. Look, yes, it's bottom. Oh my God, it is quite close to the bottom right. But in order to get to the kitty, you have to get through the border first. This is the signature part of Kim's pieces. Quite many of them come in with a built-in border. So this is not just a frame, just a border for the picture. This is actually part of the design. So, and there's another version with a quoted border as well. That's really interesting, really interesting. Quite a few of us are stitching that version. So it'd be interesting, to see how it turns out for everybody. But yes, in order to get to even the bottom of the kitty, I have to get through probably months of stitching just to get through the border. Or how about that? How about this, Susan? I just jump straight into the kitty part of it. Kitty start. Oh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. And she says, or stay the same and pick boring bottom top left ceiling. I know, look at this upper left here. It's brutal. Once you get through the border, this is like acres and acres of the ceiling part before you get anywhere. Ooh, can we rule that out? Who knows? Maybe I'll just do that. 'Cause I like to torture myself. That's what I'm trying to do. And Andrea says, I'm about to start English Garden by Dominic Davison. I love Hayes' version of his art. Got lots of Amy Stewart pieces too. Isn't Adria? Then definitely join us on Saturday. In fact, join us every day. How's that? It's fun. You're free to stitch Amy Stewart's piece any day. I think everybody's got enough pieces. They can probably rotate, Amy Stewart every day. Christina says, do the border later and count in Tula Kitty. Oh my God, yes. That's one strategy, Christina. Very, very tempting. And a little bit controversial, right? Kitty start. I'm not sure it's in the stitching book. When we read back on the books about stitching methods, I'm not sure Kitty start is one of the chapters. Maybe we can add that one, to the book, to the Bible, stitching Bible. Yes, I know, Susan. I mean, Kim Jacobs. I think there's something. She's probably having a laugh because most people probably stitch the main piece and frame it, but she goes, well, why not just add a really really thick border on every single piece? See how that goes. So you're gonna have a double board in a double frame piece at the end. And hush hush, don't tell anyone. I know some of the stitchers actually going to crop out the border. Think about that. Oh, they're cheating. They're cheating. So Andrea says, I have about what? 165 whips with another 100 in waiting. The cells are killing me. I need to retire and just stitch. Oh, that's a very good plan there. I think you'll probably need to make it a full-time job. Oh my goodness. The other day we were just joking about having double digit, not double digit, three digit number of whips. And there you go. We have Andrea here. And another 100. So you've started 165 and you have counted and you have another 100 in waiting. Goodness, that's very hardcore, everyone. So anyone is going, oh, I have 5 whips. Seriously, just look at Andrea, and she's doing well. I'm sure she's very happy with all of the 155 whips. But Andrea, does that mean that you actually cycle through all of them? Because in order to call them whips, you kind of have to be stitching, putting a few stitches in them rather than keeping them in a drawer for 5 years. Andrea says some of them are not full coverage, but majority of them are. Wow, Kelly says Andrea is well prepared for the next lockdown. That's hilarious. Oh, hopefully not. No more lockdown. And oh goodness, Busy Mom says I have over 100 too. You mean webs, Busy Mom, or patterns? Goodness. Susan says you've come to the right group for enablers. I don't think Andrea needs any enabling. I think she's, one person machine when it comes to enabling. She's done well. She's done well. Oh dear, Christina says I probably have that many and I wish I had less. Why? I haven't, I have a few, okay, not 3 digit, not even close to, I don't know how many, I haven't counted, but I never regretted any single piece that I bought. because I don't need any of them. I want them. Andrea says, I put 100 stitches on 3 pieces a day. My goodness, you're so disciplined. 100, so this is 300 a day. Oh, you know, at some point we need to dig into your system. How you rotate these pieces. You know, it's driving people insane. Like, which one do I choose? Busy mom says, yes, webs. Wow. She says, I have a lot of patterns too, but not sure how many. I actually have not started. Wow, so these are just the ones that you actually have stitched. That is insane. I shouldn't say that because I'm on the way there. At some point, that would be me. I just haven't stitched long enough, you see. I really only started full coverage from the beginning, maybe late 2019. You know, I came across one of these kits without knowing these are full coverage. But it wasn't until the lockdown I actually fell into the rabbit hole. So it hasn't been that long comparing to you guys. And Heather says, all those whips make me explode. Oh, Heather, are you still monogamous? How can you be here for so, for a little bit now? You're still monogamous. We haven't done our job, everybody. You know, we need to work harder on Heather. Yes, you are, Paul. Absolutely. A rare breed in the group. Am I still allowed to be here? Well, let you stay here for a little bit, Yeah, I'll do my best to corrupt you for sure. I'm sure it will happen. Grace says I have 7 and counting. Exactly. Oh, Busy Mom says I have a floss tube if you want to check out. I'm stitching. I post weekly. I also stitch on none, full coverage, and wanting to just do full coverage. So is that the same handle, Busy Mom Stitcher? Definitely go have a look. I will check it out later on. Definitely. And feel free to share your links on the group as well. Wow, a lot of floss tubers in the group. So ladies and gentlemen, it's nearly midnight over here in London. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit, just see what what I have achieved today. And of course, now is our new element of new segment, as you say, in the States, of the stream here. I'm going to ask you to guess how many stitches I've done today. Have a look. I didn't make it easy for you because if I did block by block, you can probably guess in 3 seconds. But hey, trying to make it a little bit more challenging for you. And I'll take your numbers, a few more, and I will reveal who is the winner today. So the person come closest to the number will be our winner, and I'll share whatever rewards I get. I normally get some, pizza and cupcakes, that kind of things, and I'll let you have some, okay? So it's coming in. Susan Chamberlain says 202, and Crossed Up says 70, and Caroline says 425. All the lurkers are coming out. All of this. You see that my strategy is working. Busy Mom says 240, and Leslie 249, Claire 142, and Brandy says 157. Thank you for your confidence, Brandy. Rochelle says 100, and Betty 225, Kelly 238. Grace 265. It is like an auction here. Rose 220. Lisa 270. I'll take a few more. It's Christina 183. And Andrea 195. Gretty 370. 0 here. Okay, here we go. I have proof here. All right. I will say Suzanne says 350. Okay, the last minute submission here. Oh, Heather House 174. Okay, cut-off point from Heather. Now I'm going to reveal. Okay, so I have to confess, I had to mark about 20 stitches around here that wasn't marked on the pattern. Okay, full transparency here. And Gretty says 245. I'll take Gretty count as well. And Gretty was the winner yesterday. Okay, let's see how she's doing today. She's good at counting stitches with her eyes. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tap into info. The answer will be revealed. There. Ta-da! 3A6 today minus 20. So, not 3, 266. 266. Oh, Gretty, you're good. Anyone closer? 266, 266, 266 is the winner. Gretty again. My God, you're good. No, let me see. Busy Mom, 240. 2640. Oh, Gretty's winner. 245 is closer. Round of applause for Gretty today. Once again, she's the winner of today. I think she's got a special gift. She can count without counting, with her eyes just scanning through the stitches and know how many stitches there are. It's a special gift. She doesn't question it. Thank you. Send me all the edible emoji that you've got in your arsenal here so I can share with Gretty. Pizza, cakes, I take anything. Grace, you're 265. Oh, did you, Grace? Oh, you can join in. Two winners. Grace is 265. I can't count. So, Grace, you can have some of my goodies as well. Susan is sending me practically a buffet right there. So, I'll let you have some as well. Steve says 270. Okay, three winners. So, we need more food. We need more food to share between all of us. And, in fact, everybody have something there. But pizza is popular. Oh my goodness. We have some Rain Man here who can just read stitches with their eyes without looking. And I'm such a privilege to have you. Having this superhuman. Yes, a lot of cakes as well from Busy Mom. Beautiful, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had great fun. It's a beautiful, peaceful Sunday. I hope you enjoy Sunday too. And maybe still a little bit of a Sunday remaining where you are. In that case, lucky you. And some dessert and pretzel. Some interesting emoji going on there. And so, from here, and some panda. Is that edible? Oh, I would like to have them as pets rather than eating panda. Christina, thank you too. And so from here, from sleepy London town, Yogi signing out. So, night everyone. I'll see you in the next session. Maybe tomorrow. It's a secret. Nighty night everyone. Night. Have a lovely, lovely dream. Full of cakes and pizza. Night.